All right. I wanted to just kind of walk and talk. Hopefully, you can hear me. It's kind of windy. This is where I come walking. Um, when I get down over there, there's a giant lake down there. Um, I come walking here a lot. I don't know, I just feel like doing this, and plus, right, you can look at, you know, you can just listen to me. You don't have to look at my ugly face. But this is, yeah, I come walking here all the time, and um, it's very pretty. Um, I've had, call me nuts, but I've had a lot of like moments of clarity walking here. So, and I don't know. I just feel like this is just what I feel like I should be doing right now. Just talking and walking. If someone walks by, I'm gonna put the phone down. Cause, anyways, but, you know, I, first of all, my bipolar has been acting up lately. If I ever open a social media account, just know that it's my bipolar. And a couple days ago, I don't know how long it's been, I opened a Twitter and I would have already deleted it by now, but I forgot the password and I'm too lazy to reset it, so it's still open, but I'm probably going to delete it because there's no point to it. It's stupid. Social media is fucking dumb. I've always hated it, but it's like I get these moments of like, I want to just, I don't know, like everyone else does it, so it's like, okay, well, I want to do it too, but it's fucking dumb. But I mean, I guess YouTube is stupid too, right? Like, this is stupid. It's like, why am I doing this? But most things in my life I do, it's because I feel the need to do it for whatever reason. And like, I feel the need in a different way, like in a spiritual way. If that probably doesn't make sense, but it's almost like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, my bipolar's been acting up. And it's like now I'm kind of realizing it. I've been probably for the last like 6 months, I've been really, really down and like depressed. And then, then the mania kicks in and I get all this energy and I do weird things. I say weird things. But, I have been not dealing with the death of my ex. And it's like the last couple weeks, it's just like all kind of hitting me and it's all coming out. And plus, on top of dealing with, being bipolar, and it's like, well, why don't you go on medicine? I don't like the medicines that I've tried to, I have gotten a lot better at managing it. A year ago, a little over a year ago now, I came to this park when my bipolar was out of control and I was in a really bad state and I was hallucinating off of like some really weird shit that was just all created in my head. But because I was not sleeping and I was in a state of mania, it caused me to think and do some really, really weird shit. And a lot of people, had any friends, or if I had any friends, they would all probably say, you're on something. And no, for years and years and years, my way, and I didn't know it at the time, but my way of dealing with my bipolar disorder was to drink, because alcohol is a depressant, right? So it's like, I drank every day, all day. That's, all I did, including even when I had a job. I would, drink. I was just always in a state of, I was never, clear-minded. And when I moved out here and I stopped drinking, well, back then when my bipolar acted up really bad, and I came to this park and I was on a whole fucking, it was awful, okay? But I walked around this park for 5 hours thinking I was dead, okay? But I was in a state of mania, and, it's like, because back then I had stopped drinking for about 3 months I had been, but it's like what that did was like make my bipolar kick in really bad. And, it's like the alcohol always kind of, it didn't help my bipolar, but it's like it kept me out of getting really, like, it helped me stay out of stages of mania and helped me not be like psychotic. Okay. So when I stopped drinking, it's like I had to remember, because I was an alcoholic for over 10 years. Okay. And hold on. Okay. Sorry. Someone was walking by and I didn't want to be talking and put them on camera. Anyways, so, right? So I spent 10 years, right? Just in a state of, I don't know where I went for 10 years of drinking. I went to another planet, okay? And, anyways, but when I stopped drinking, it's like right? It's like it let my mental disorder, it let it come back, right? Because I was sober for it was like 3 months, I think, a couple months, I don't know. And I freaked out, right? But it's like, I had to remember how bad it gets sometimes. Like I had to go into the pits of hell in my own mind, right? To remember how bad I get. Okay. And I have had to learn how to manage it without alcohol, because after that happened and I freaked out really bad, I went back to drinking, okay? And it stopped, right? But now that I've been sober for a year, I've had to go through the cycles of what bipolar does, and I've had to learn how to manage it without alcohol, okay? And it's gotten a lot better, but the thing is too, I do not want to be on medicine for it because I don't like the medicines. I am on medicine, because like, not for bipolar though. Okay. It's medicine that helps me, sleep at night, because when I don't sleep, which is a problem for me, I go into states of mania when when I don't sleep. So, I don't know. I hope this makes sense. Anyways, there's a lake over there. You can see it down in there. But I just have not been, my ex passed away last year on St. Patrick's Day, and I have just not dealt with any of it, which is how that's how I do things. And it's just all come out lately. And I don't know. Not that I don't know how, like, it's just, really hard. And even though, that was being with him, I was with him for 10 years, and, we would go through our things, like we would break up for a week or whatever, but then we'd always get back together. But it was, yes, I loved him, but it was a very, very, very toxic, codependent relationship. And, it was not good. There were good moments, but for the most part, it was a drug and alcohol, rage-filled, drama-filled relationship, and being with him was very, very difficult, not only because of his personality and my personality, okay, but, his family was just insane. It was insanity. It was, the way I grew up, right? I had a very hard childhood too, but at the same time, I had a very easy childhood, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a spoiled brat, okay? But that's not to say that I didn't have a horrific childhood too. I just had more luxuries than most people who grow up in the type of environment or went through the experiences that I went through. I just had more, I didn't grow up in a shitty house and a trashy, trash-filled house with a drug addict mom and who beat me, and, I had a very comfortable, nice life, okay? But I also had, my father, who sexually abused me for years. You think of stuff like that happening, to kids. There's like a stereotype, right, that you think of when you think of someone that has to go through that. And the stereotype didn't apply to me, but I was still going through horrific stuff, okay? And, being with my ex, I was not used to that type of lifestyle. The constant, I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest, how they treated people and treated each other, they were trash. But it's like the way that they were, right? It was so drama filled and so mean and nasty. And there was just drugs, constant drugs, on top of, the alcohol and everything. Like alcohol was always my thing. And of course, obviously though, anything was my thing. Okay. I get addicted to anything. Okay. But it was just me and my ex. He grew up, right? His mother was just fucking insane. And she was a big, huge drug addict. And, it's like we had such similar, right? His childhood was horrible, okay? But so was mine. But the difference is that on the outside, right, you would never be able to tell that I grew up having something horrific happening to me, okay? Nobody, like you see children who, they don't have nice clothes, they come to school dirty, whatever, the stereotype, and it catches people's attention, right? To maybe call CPS and get them out of that type of situation. But like with my situation, you'd never be able to tell, right? Like Sorry, I'm going up a hill and I'm kind of out of breath. My ex used to say to me all the time, like when I would, because I was a way bigger drinker and I constantly wanted to do, like we would do coke off and on throughout the years, but it was always like a bigger problem for me than it was for him. And I remember him a couple times, he would always ask me throughout the years, why, what do you have, like, what are you so upset about? And I never understood kind of what he meant by that. But I think I do kind of in a way now, because it's like in his mind, I think he felt like he had a reason to be a drug addict and an alcoholic, like because of he had a horrible childhood. Like I can't even express, like his mother, oh my God, his mother was just a horrific human being. I'm sorry. And she's passed away herself. So I shouldn't really be saying anything negative, but that was the reality. He told me some stories that, it is awful. And he would always ask me though, so it's like in his mind, I think he felt like he had a reason to be the way that he was. And he would always ask me, why are you like this? And meaning such an extreme, alcoholic and stuff. And it's like, I would tell him all the time what happened to me as a child, but there was always this sense of he didn't fucking believe me, because of he always viewed me and my situation as having that brat who gets everything she wants, right? And yeah, in a way, okay, but that's not to say that I didn't have a horrific childhood myself. And he would always wonder, he would always ask me that, and it's I would tell him, why do you think I'm like this? You're trying to drown out your fucking problems and your emotions, so am I. It's on top of having, mental disorders, bipolar, which, and this is just my opinion, I don't believe I would have any of the stuff mentally that I go through if I hadn't have gone through what I went through as a young child. I don't think I would have these mental problems, but maybe I would have some sort, I don't know. The women in my family on my mom's side are a little, there's an anger problem there. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. There's an anger issue that runs deep in the women in my family, like a rage. Okay. There's a rage there, and it's hard to control that. So I don't know, maybe I would still be bipolar, but I don't know. It's just, even though, being in that relationship, and before I was with him, I was with some other fucking tool bag who is passed away himself too. Both the people that I had serious relationships with, they're both dead, because of the lifestyle that, the only reason why I'm not dead is because I have people would say, oh, well, you haven't hit rock bottom. Oh, yeah, I have. Okay. I went through a period in my life where my mother wouldn't talk to me, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, like, yeah, I have hit rock bottom because, you know, I had a near-death experience, and that it took me quite a while. It took me a few years, okay, but after I had that experience, I did end up changing. It took me about what? Gosh, 7 years, but you know, I finally got something right. But in a way though, I've always been, you know, I've never had to worry, except, what was it, like 5 years? I don't know how long that I went without, you know, I was not on good terms with my mom, but, you know, that's the only reason why, though, I think that I am not dead. One of the reasons is because of my mother. You know, you know, I am very grateful that, you know, I have my mother, and my grandfather. I wouldn't have, me or her or anybody else in our family wouldn't have the things that they have if it wasn't for my grandfather. Okay. And yeah, there are other people in my family that have benefited immensely from my grandfather that I don't particularly like, because they're fucking cunts to my mother. Stuff that she's, you know, told me. I don't, and plus it's just it's the gene, okay, that runs in my family with women. They're dominating fucking bitches. And it's so funny, my ex's mother was that way. And that, you know, that type of personality, that's in me, okay? I just know better not to act on it, right? Because my mother never did, okay? My mother never screamed and hollered and was aggressive towards me, okay? I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, sorry, but she made her mistakes, okay? When it came to my father, but you know, my mother was never aggressive and mean to me like some of the other women in the family are aggressive, just rage-filled assholes, okay? And my grandmother, my mother's mother, was an aggressive, rage-filled, horrible person, okay? From the stories that my mother has shared with me, just not very nice. But, you know, I have a connection with her. She died, you know, when I was very little, and I've always grown up feeling her presence. And, you know, I never knew her in that, but I've seen other family members act out in just a really terrifying way. That's not normal, okay? And I feel that, though. Sometimes it gets the best of me, right? And I get really angry. I don't know how to explain that, but anyway, I don't know. I just felt like doing this. I felt like talking. I don't know if this makes any sense, but you know, regardless of, you know, what people have done to you, right, or what you've done to other people, it's hard for me sometimes to focus on like the good stuff, you know, because yes, it was horrible being with my ex, but at the same time there was a lot of good times. but there was just always a sense being with him that I knew, okay, I knew that I loved and cared about him way more than he ever did for me, okay? And that was the dynamic between us. I latched on, right, because I have issues, and I held on for dear life, and I did anything to keep him around, whether that was giving him all my money, taking care of his family, like taking care of his niece, doing things like, it was just constant. I was like their personal maid, okay? Because at one time, we all lived together, including his mother, and I would have to, right? I worked, but I had to give him all my money. I couldn't keep any of it, okay? And when I would try and keep my money for something like clothes or food, he would get enraged at me, okay, and not talk to me. So what did I do? I gave him all my money. It was never fair. It was never like, okay, this is half of this. And no, it was always just give me your fucking paycheck. And that's what I did. I gave it to him like a fucking retard. Okay. And, on top of, I would drive, hold on.
Sit there and play back.
Okay. Anyways, I was like a personal, like I was an Uber driver, okay, for everyone in that fucking family. And, like it got so bad to the point where I was so stressed out, and it got so bad that I would move out. I would leave for a second. I would go stay at hotels. And it wasn't just like, oh, hey, can you give me a ride here? No, it was constant every day, right? On top of I had to work, right? Which fine, that's, you need to work, fine. But on top of, oh, they would call me constantly, call me. Oh, can you get me this? Get me that when you're at work? Can you come pick me up? Can you come take me here? On top of, take my niece to school, pick her up. And I did that for a long time. And at one point, I was being paid through the state to take care of her, okay? And, his fucking sister would always fail to mention, okay, yes, I was being paid to watch her daughter, but she's failing to forget that I was also letting her lie and say that she was driving all the way to my house to drop her off so I could babysit her so she could get gas money. And she was getting like $600, $800 checks, okay, versus my $350 for all the driving. I was the one doing all the driving. The bitch didn't have a car. So I was letting her lie to make money because she was jealous that I was getting, even though it was her idea, right? She was jealous that I was getting paid to watch her daughter, but I was doing my job, okay? That it was that type of dynamic. There was just always something, okay? And I let those people walk all over me and treat me like shit. And I did it though. I just let them do it because I loved my ex, okay? And I wanted him to love me back because I'm not stupid, okay? I could see that the love was not reciprocated, okay? And I knew, okay? So I would do all this shit and let people take advantage of me and treat me like trash. I was doing that so he, like, to show him how much I cared and how much I loved him. And I thought that that would get him to change his mind, you know? And it never did, because you can't force someone to love you, you know? It was such a codependent, toxic, nasty relationship. You know, yes, again, there were good times in there, but for me, most of the time, it was awful. It was awful. Oh God. There is this old man here that comes walking here, and I cannot stand him, and here he fucking comes. Okay, now do I sound like a bitch? Anyway, I'm gonna have to put the phone down for a minute. Lord.
Hey now.
Oh. Oh my God. It's probably just me. I'm just being a bitch. But I don't like saying hi to, like, I don't like saying hi to people. Like, don't say hi to me. Has that ever happened to anyone else? You just get like really like weirded out when people like that say hi to you. It's like, you don't have to say fucking hi to me. Like, just go about your business. Fuck. Now I want to leave. But I don't want to leave because I need to fucking walk. I'm trying to lose weight still. Oh, it's like, and oh my God, I'm going to go around. I'm going to go past him again. And he's going to say hi again. And it's like, could you not say hi to me? I don't like it. Oh my God. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't like his energy, okay? And every time I come to this damn park at this time, this motherfucker's always here. And he always makes it a point to like obnoxiously say hi to me. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, I'm just trying to fucking walk. Like, you don't have to say hi to me every fucking time. Maybe I sound like a fucking asshole, but I don't like his energy. Okay? I don't like it. Anyways. What the hell? What was I just talking about? Oh yeah. I don't know. So, you know, being in that relationship for so long, I always knew, okay, I always had a sense of, I know I'm being used. I know he doesn't love me. I mean, I can't say that. I think he cared in his own way, but, you know, there was no respect there at all. You know, he would it was constant cheating. His sister would constantly try and get him to cheat on me. You know, it was to the point where, like, we would go out, right? Go out to a bar, and his sister would, like, in front of me, okay, would find girls at the bar, or like the bartenders, and she would like be trying, like, as if he was single, looking for someone, okay? And it didn't matter if she was there or not. He was embarrassed of me, okay? The vibe was, you're embarrassing. I'm trying to hook up with someone here. Get the fuck away from me. And his family, when we would go out like that, would encourage it right in front of me. And what would I do? I would drink even more, and then I would leave by myself, you know, driving completely and utterly wasted, and, you know, I sleep in my car, I would just allow it, right? I would never confront like I would, okay? And the times that I would, then it was turned around to make it out that I was this crazy, jealous girlfriend, okay? Even though, right, I'm supposed to be his girlfriend, right? I was his girlfriend. Um, but he would do that in front of me, like it was like I wasn't even there, okay? But then they would turn it around and make it seem like I was the crazy bitch that didn't know that it was just, it was insane. But I'm still having a hard time actually dealing with, he's gone now. And I mean, he's not gone. You don't die, okay? Whether you believe in this or not, you don't die. You go somewhere else and you continue to live, okay? And, you know, it just, even after all of that, I'm still finding now, it's like all the feelings of dealing with his death, that it's just, it's hard. Even though I went through so much bullshit, it's still hard. So there's someone coming. I think I'm done talking. I guess I'm gonna end it. I don't know if I'm even gonna put this on the internet, but all right, bye.